Hey everyone, Courtney here with Southern Owls. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm so glad you're here. Today we're going to be doing my Merry Christmas wreath kit that is now available on my website, thesouthernowls.com. You're going to get your sign, a work form, your pre-cut ribbon tails, your pipe cleaners, cable tie, wire to hang it, pre-cut ribbon so you can make your bow, and of course 2 rolls of mesh. So let's cut our mesh. We are going to cut our mesh at 20 inches today, and we're going to do both rolls. Okay, now we have all of our mesh cut. We are going to grab, this is called a raised work form, raised wreath form, and we are going to snip that little tag off, and we are going to get our mesh, our little tinsels, ready to go. Just kind of like to make it all stick out so I know where I'm putting my mesh, and I'm not trying to find those tinsels as I'm folding mesh. So I cut both rolls on top of each other, so I'm just going to peel them apart. And we're going to do a cruffle. So your mesh kind of naturally wants to roll, right? So we're going to use that to our advantage, and we're going to let it roll a few times by itself. Pinch the middle, walk your fingers over to the other side, trying to maintain in the middle as best as we can. And so now we have a curl, curl, and a ruffle. So we're going to start putting these on our work form. I start at the top, but you can start wherever you like. And we're just going to start putting all of this mesh onto our work form. So same thing, let it roll a couple times. And I'm going to put these in every other direction to get some fullness going. So this is just the first layer. We're going to be doing more layers as we go. So we're going to let that mesh roll, 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 pinch the middle, walk your fingers over to the other side, and then lay that right down into the next pipe, the little twisty tie pipe cleaner, whatever you want to call it, tinsel ties, and twist it right in there. You want to make sure that when you're twisting this mesh into your work form, that it is really like nice and tight, because you don't want this mesh wiggling around later. You want to make sure when you sell this wreath or you put this wreath on your own front door that that mesh isn't going to fall out later or wiggle around, right? I love this border stripe mesh. It's so pretty. So we're doing every other direction as we go. Long ways, and then up and down. So I like to do this because when you put the next layer on, we're going to put it in that opposite direction. So it's going to make like a full circle. So it's really going to give us good coverage for our work form. Because of course, we want to make sure that our work form is really thick and lush. And we want to make sure that you can't see any of the mechanisms while we're layering everything, right? We want to hide that wire, make sure that it just looks like some mesh floating in space, right? Floating on your front door. Okay, so we're done with the top. Now we're going to do the same exact method on the bottom. Roll, roll, pinch, walk your fingers to the other side. Now, on the bottom, I don't worry about going up and down. I just go side to side. Once we add in that second layer, it's going to kind of just naturally fill in any of those little gaps or spaces that we're seeing on the bottom row. We're going to push that all down in there. Make sure it's really nice and tight and snug, just like on top while you're putting in that mesh. Make sure you're getting those twisty ties as tight as you can. I'm kind of a little aggressive. I try to, get that really nice and tight from the get-go. Twist, twist. I do about 2 twists. About 2 should be good. So just let that mesh naturally roll in on itself. Find the middle. Pinch. Walk your fingers over to the other side. And then just lay that right down in there. And we're just going to keep on going the whole way around. Guys, if you are new to my channel, thank you so much for being here. I'm so thankful for each and every one of you. If you are a official subscriber, I love to call y'all my owlettes. You can also sign up for my emails over on my website, which is thesouthernowls.com. I promise I will not spam you. It's just so I can show y'all when I release new kits. Y'all will be the first ones to know. Just kind of keep you in the loop on what's going on with Southern Owls, my YouTube channel, my collabs that I do with other companies. So I just like to have y'all on my email list so I can just keep y'all informed in all one place. Also, guys, if you're on Facebook or if you're on TikTok, I'm on both of those platforms as well. And I would love for you to follow me everywhere. That would be amazing. But if you're only here on YouTube, that is totally okay. I love my YouTube family, and I'm so grateful for each and every one of you. Oh, there she goes. There goes a piece of mesh. I have my fan on, guys. It's hot. I'm in Texas if you're new. And guys, it is so hot here. I got my fans on full blast to keep me cool because it is hot. It is hot. We've been having a very unusual June. Well, when y'all will watch this, it'll be the beginning of July, but we've had very unusual weather. What's y'all's weather like where you're living at? Okay, so here, oh my gosh, I'm obsessed already. So here's just one layer. She's already looking amazing, but let's add the next because now she's going to be really super full and thick. We're going to do that same method. We're still just doing the cruffles the whole time. But now we're going to go opposite direction. So if we laid down that first mesh going side to side, we're now going to lay the next one up and down. And we're just going to keep on doing that same thing all the way around. We're building up that foundation. We're making sure that that mesh is going to hold everything in place that we're going to add to it, like the ribbon-tailed, the bow, the sign, all of those things. So the mesh is really the most important part. It takes probably the longest, but it is the most important part because this is how we're building our foundation. And it's really going to play a huge part on how everything stays on top of it and, make sure that nothing sinks down into it because we have that really good mesh barrier. And the beautiful thing about this border mesh, you'll be able to really still see the mesh through all the other layers that we're going to add to this design. One of my favorite meshes are border meshes. They're really, really beautiful. Okay, y'all are doing great. We're almost done with the top, and then we're going to move right along to the bottom. Happy summer. Christmas in July is in full swing, my friends. If you weren't ready for Christmas, you better be now. I'm kidding. You better get ready, friends. I love Christmas. I can celebrate Christmas all year around. I'm one of those weirdos. I never get tired of it. I love Christmas. Now, I don't sing Christmas carols all year around, and I don't watch Christmas movies all year around, but I could design Christmas items all year around, for sure. For sure. Okay, so we got that top looking amazing. I always like to kind of just pull my twisty ties up so I can see where they are at, because we're still going to need those for the next part. So now we're going to fill in that bottom. Same exact method as before. Y'all are going to be a pro at the cruffle method by the time you are done with this design. If your fingers hurt, wrist hurt, and you just cannot roll your mesh at the same time like me, that is a-okay. You can roll one side at a time and add a chip clip on either end while you roll the other. Work smarter, not harder, because I know sometimes our little hands and our wrist can start hurting while we are designing. So we always want to make sure that we're protecting our hands and wrists while we're crafting, right? Whoops. Guys, if you don't know, I have started my own private group called Double Troublemakers. I design weekly, really in-depth tutorials over there, and my friend Lindsay with Tarnation Creations is also a designer. We do weekly designs, and we also do business tips and tricks. We have teamed up with our friends at creekroad.net. They are our official suppliers of the group. So you can go, and everything that we design in the group will be made with Creek Road supplies. So it makes it really easy to find the same stuff that we are using. We've also joined forces with Miss Nicole with Looking Glass Wreaths over there on Etsy. She is our official wreath attachment maker. She's amazing, and we love her, and we do a weekly focus on her new wreath attachments. Both companies, Creek Road and Looking Glass Wreaths, gives you first look and sneak peeks of all of their new items, and you can grab them before anyone else does, so that's pretty cool. You get first look advantage. And my friends, when you sign up for that monthly subscription, you get 20% off all 4 of our shops. So that's a pretty cool incentive. So if you are thinking about joining, you can go and check out all the details at www.doubletροublemakers.com, and you can sign up there and join the community and have some fun with us. Okay, this looks amazing. Oh my gosh, she's so big. I'm obsessed. Y'all know I love big wreaths. I love them. I love them. I love them. Okay, so in your Southern Owls kit, you're going to receive this beautiful sign. This is a 12-inch sign. I'm going to peel. You're probably not even going to see them. I always peel these stickers off. I don't know. It's a little bit, I guess, of my OCD. I just trimmed my nails, and I do not have, oh no, I don't have really long nails right now because I just trimmed them all off. I have to do that. So if y'all are new, I am a hairdresser by day, wreath baker by night, so I need to always keep short nails for both of my jobs, so I just trimmed up my nails the other day. Okay, so in your kit, you're going to get some pipe cleaners. And what I like to do is thread that pipe cleaner through the hole about an inch or two, and then I just wind it pretty secure on top of each other, right? So there's going to be 2 holes on that sign. So you're going to thread that pipe cleaner through, twist, twist, twist. So it's really nice and tight. And now we're ready to put this gorgeous sign on our wreath. So when you're adding your sign, you're going to want to make sure that you go through the mesh and not around it, okay? That mesh is going to help that sign sit on top of your wreath. and not sink down into it. Okay, so I just want to make sure that all my twisty ties are visible. So I am just swirling that pipe cleaner around the metal work form. I'll show you on the top one. It's a little secured now. What I'm doing underneath. I always like to place my hand on the underside of the wreath while I'm threading through that pipe cleaner, just because it kind of helps guide that pipe cleaner through that mesh. Okay, so let's flip it over. I'm making contact with that work form, and we are just threading it around a few times, 2 or 3, whatever you feel comfortable with. And now, oh my God, is this mesh not stunning? Cheers, water break. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay, guys, y'all are doing amazing. So now in your kit, you will receive ribbon tails. Oh, you know what? Hold on, I'm getting ahead of myself. Bow time. You're going to receive a bundle of ribbon already pre-cut. It's time to unwind it and get our bow in. So I love this sign, and I kind of want to like mimic the bow that's already on the sign. So I want to do a bow with tails on the bottom, right? A bow with long tails. So I'm going to start off with this berry ribbon. I chose it because of the berries in the sign. And we're going to start off with that 8-inch tail, and we're going to give it a pinch. And then we're going to measure at the 10. Give it a pinch and bring those two together. Same thing, another 10-inch measurement, and bring it together. So that is going to make 2 5-inch loops, and then we're going to have 2 8-inch tails. Now, I give you a little bit of wiggle room with the ribbon. So if you want a little bit longer tails, you can do that. If you want a little bit bigger loops, you can do that as well. I provide a few extra little inches for you, so you can definitely make that bow however you want it. Okay, guys, now this is a little tricky. Let me teach you a trick. So we're going to cut this at 8.5 inches, okay? And we're just going to pinch it, and we're going to put it right there, okay? Right there. Because this is directional ribbon, and we want to make sure that those Christmas trees are front and center and they're not upside down. So then what you're going to do is you're going to pinch that ribbon and place it underneath, and now we're going to make those 2 loops, 10-inch loops, or should I say 5-inch, but we're measuring at the 10. And then look, see how that magically is perfect? And I'm going to cut around the 8. Whoop. And throw that little bit in the trash. So that is how, oh, let's move that over here. Whoop. That is how you cheat. It's not cheating, but that's how you make sure that your directional ribbon is facing the right direction. We're then going to grab this beautiful, sparkly 1.5 inch, and we're going to put that right on top of that Christmas tree ribbon. And we're going to shrink our loops down to 4.5. So we're going to measure at the 9, give it a pinch, bring it together to make those loops. And then we're going to cut off at the 8 again, once again. Oh my gosh, my fan is blowing this ribbon. Okay, all right, we're gonna go like that. See, it just blew off my table. It's fine. Give yourself a little wiggle room if you want it. We're gonna come in right here with 8-inch tails again. Guess what? We're gonna do those 4.5-inch loops. So we're gonna measure at the 9 if you're making a hand bow to make those 4.5-inch loops. Measure at the 9. And then we're going to flip that ribbon over our thumb. I want to do just a cute little small center loop. Yes. Once again, I give you a little bit of a wiggle room. So if you want a bigger center loop, if you want longer tails, you can do that. We're going to cut that off around the 8. Oh my gosh, this fan. I need it though. It's so hot. We're going to grab that cable tie that comes in your kit, thread it around that bow where you're holding it. Start putting it together. Then you're going to grab that pipe cleaner, thread it underneath the cable tie, and then get it nice and secure. Not too tight, but tight enough that nothing's going to wiggle around. I always like to thread my pipe cleaner around that cable tie just a couple times just to make sure that that pipe cleaner is not going to move. Now everything is nice and secure. Now we can kind of fluff her out. I'm going to lay her down, and what I'm going to do next is dovetail. So I am just going to fold all my ribbon in half and cut up at an angle. You don't have to dovetail if you're not loving that look. You can always do an angle cut, which looks really nice, and it just makes that ribbon look completed, right? Instead of just having a straight across look, which is fine. You can also, if that's what you love, then that is what you love as well. It's your wreath, your design. I'm just giving you these fun guidelines to help you with your kit. This one's a little longer. Let me cut this one just a little bit. There we go. Perfect. Okay, now that our bow is looking fabulous, woohoo, let's add her to our wreath. So like I said before, I'm going right underneath where that bow is on the sign. And we're going to thread that pipe cleaner through that mesh. Same thing like the sign, my friends. You want to make sure that you're going through the mesh and not around it. That mesh is going to help keep that bow in place and on top of your wreath and not sink down into the wreath. Oh my gosh. So cute. Okay, here's what she's looking like. Yes. Oh my goodness. So cute. Okay, now we're going to take all of these ribbon tails, and you can see they are pre-cut to size, but they are not dovetailed because this is your choice whether you want them dovetailed or cut at an angle. I like the dovetail. Did one blow off? Oh no, hold on. Whoop. Okay. All right, I love to dovetail. But if you like to angle cut, that is totally okay as well. So I'm going to take a few in my hand. Make sure that you have really good sharp scissors if you're doing multiple ribbons at a time. And we are just going to dovetail all of these together. So we're just going to fold those ribbons in half and cut up at an angle to get that beautiful dovetail. Guys, if you're in the market for really good scissors, I'm obsessed with these. They are from our friends at creekroad.net. You can go and purchase them if you use my code OWL10, 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 10. You get 10% off your entire order. Yeah, my code doesn't expire, so you can use it anytime. Also, guys, if you do decide to join the Double Trouble Makers group, you can use that special code in the group and get 20% off. You could also use that 20% off coupon from the group on my wreath kits. So if you're loving my wreath kits, you can always join the group to get that little savings for my wreath kits. All right, same thing. I love this plaid ribbon. I chose it because of the plaid that is around the sign, right? I was like, oh, well, this matches perfectly. This is perfect. Goes with that red and white theme. And like the berries, like I said before, there's little berries in the wreath. So it just kind of mimics all of that. Okay, we're almost done. If you do want to design this wreath on your own, or make another wreath, you bought this kit and you're loving it and you're like, oh my gosh, what are the measurements? These are cut at 13 inches. Okay, so all of our ribbon is dovetailed. And now we are going to start off with our Christmas trees and the green. So what I'm going to do is take one Christmas tree and one of the green. I'm going to stack them right on top of each other, and I'm going to make sure that that green glitter ribbon is right in the middle of the white. We're going to find the center of the ribbon tails, give it a pinch, and then we're going to put it right next to the bow into that twisty tie. I like to go 2 or 3 times again, and then once my ribbon is nice and secure, I fan it out so we can see all of the beautiful layers to our ribbon. We're going to do the exact same thing, but now we're going to do the red. So we're doing every other ribbon color choice. And we're going to go right next door to that next tinsel tie, give it a few twists, and then we're going to spread out those ribbons once it's secure. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. And we're going to keep on going. And we're going to do that same thing. Don't let your wreath eat your ribbons like I just did. But we're going to do that same thing all the way around. And we're just going to make sure that we're doing every other color. And remember, guys, the Christmas tree ribbon is directional. So be mindful when you are putting those ribbon tails in your wreath that the Christmas trees are facing the right direction. Be mindful. Okay, berries next with the plaid. Find the middle, put it in those twisty ties, give it a few good twists, spread out your ribbon tails. You can see all that beautiful ribbon, and then just rotate your wreath just a little bit, and now we're on to the next color. And I'm making sure I'm looking at the writing, looking at my sign, making sure that I'm going to put those Christmas trees on the right direction. Once it's on and secure, and that ribbon out, it is all wired ribbon, so you can manipulate it, you can mold it. So that is the best thing about using wired ribbon. You can really kind of make sure it stays where you want it to on your wreath design. Okay, so once you get these ribbon tails in, you are now done with all of your little tinsel tie sections. We're not going to be adding anything else. So this is going to be designer's choice. You can cut the tinsel ties off now that we're done and then fold them down into the wreath, or you can leave the tinsel ties alone. I personally like the tinsel ties. I think it adds some texture to the wreath, but I understand if you don't like them. So now that all of our ribbon is on, you can go back and you can cut these tinsel ties off now. I'm going to leave them. I like them. I think they're cute. So I leave mine alone. Okay, so now guess what? We're going to do the same exact thing to the bottom. We're just going to start with whatever ribbon we want and just start doing that same exact pattern to the bottom. Now on the bottom, I like to keep my ribbon tails at a V. I don't spread them out. I don't fluff them up. But this is your wreath. So if you want to spread them out into like that X pattern like we did on the top, go for it. You can totally do that. But I just leave mine in a cute little V on the bottom. I'm still looking at my sign. I'm still making sure that that Christmas tree ribbon is going to be facing the right direction. I still don't want upside down Christmas trees, right? So I'm still being mindful of that, even on my bottom rows. Still doing every other. Making sure that we are getting those ties really nice and secure. Guys, thank you so much for joining me today. I greatly appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much if you've ever purchased a kit from me. I always so thankful for all the kit orders that I've been receiving lately. Y'all have definitely been keeping me busy. And guys, as long as y'all keep on buying them, I'll keep making them. So that is how I know to make more. Is if something sells out, then I'm like, okay, all right, time to make another Christmas one because that one's now sold out. So this one's not sold out yet. It just dropped. So hopefully by the time you watch this video, you'll still be able to snag one. But if you did miss out on this one, I drop a new kit every couple weeks, about 2 a month. So if you did miss out on this one, just stay tuned. There'll be more kits to come. If I can produce more of a certain kit, I will. Like, I redid the butterfly kits. I think I have one more of those left in stock. So if I'm able to, if I can find some more supplies for that certain theme, I'll definitely remake them. That's a question I get asked a lot, if I'm going to remake a kit. It just honestly just depends if I can find the supplies for it. Okay, somehow I'm going to have to pause y'all because oh, nope, that's not it. I'll be right back. She blew off. I knew she did. I knew I would find her. I knew I would find her sleeping on my floor. Okay. Last one. And this beautiful wreath will be done. Now, I do provide a metal wire, and that is for hanging. So I always kind of find where the top of my wreath is. I just thread that through the wire form, and then I push that metal up. So now you have a nice little hanger for your wreath. Oh, she's gorgeous. She's gorgeous. What do y'all think? What do y'all think? I think she turned out super fun, super festive. Guys, I can't believe we're designing Christmas. It's July. Christmas in July. Thank y'all so much, guys. Truly appreciate each and every one of you. If you haven't yet, please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I would love to have you over here and become an official Owlette. I will be dropping another Christmas kit in July. Christmas in July. We have to. Don't come at me in the comments for doing Christmas too soon. It's Christmas in July. We got to get this party started, okay? Thank y'all so much. I appreciate y'all. And guess what? I can't wait to catch up with y'all again soon. Bye, everyone.